Okay, this video is about installing a trailer hitch 11327 on a Honda Accord. Mine is a 2004. And I went with this. This is the one that I didn't go with. I'm showing you here. Didn't look like it was quite as sturdy, so I chose the other version that bolts onto the frame, this one, the 11327. And so I also installed this light kit, but I'm not showing you that today. So anyway, this is what I'm going to install today. And this is my manual. It's a 2004 Honda Accord Sedan. And that might tell you something about the body, I don't know. So I got it temporarily hung on there just to see where it lines up with the holes. And on the passenger side, on the muffler, this does not agree with the instructions or the other video I found. So that's why I'm making this video, because my car is different than what it showed in that other video. The muffler is in the way pretty good, but I've managed to get this installed without dropping the muffler, because getting those that bushing off looked like a real pain in the butt. So when you try to stick this plate through there, it doesn't fit. This is the same as the other video. They did mention that you're going to have to knock this out. And so I just happened to have a chisel that was didn't look like it was going to do much at this angle, but it just happened to be the right width to fit up there, and it banged through and knocked that metal out just enough, because it's just a hair too tight. And on the other side, rather than do this, I actually just used a grinder on the plate. But now the plate fits, and I'll go ahead and fish it through. Got it, nice little fish tool that comes with the kit, so you don't have to worry about getting that. It threads onto the bolt very nicely, and then I think if you fished it the other way, it might be a little bit easier. But anyway, this is the way I did it. Dig that fish wire through there, and pull it out so the bolt hangs down from the rearmost hole. The holes appear to be identical. That thing will go through there. Pop it through. And then pull the bolt through. And this, of course, is on the driver's side, and it's easy access, and this will show you what's going to happen on the other side, because you can't hardly see anything on the other side because of the camera angles. There's just no way to get a good look at it over on the other side. But here, this gives you a good look at it. And so here I'll remove the fishing wire so I can use it on the other side. You got to, of course, be careful not to push that back up through, or you're going to have to fish it back out. So I'm going to put the nut on it just so it doesn't get accidentally knocked up there. All right, so on the muffler side, this turns out to be quite a pain. I'm going to drop this thing off and get it out of the way while I work on getting the bolt through, fished through. So here's an angle. I can kind of see those two holes, barely. And it's obvious I'm not going to be able to get this chisel up there and do anything to that hole. So I'm going to just grind this thing down a little bit. And I did it on both sides. I'm not showing you the entire process. And on the driver's side hole, we can see that it does fit now. So it should fit over here on the passenger side, and it does seem to fit. Now I just need to fish it through. And like I said, it's difficult to get any decent shots here, but This is the wires fish through, and I've got the plate on there, and I'm adding the bolt to the fishing tool that they provide. And then getting this plate pushed up there. It's very tight quarters in there. And I used the pole to the jack that I was using to kind of pry down on the muffler a little bit. See in a minute. But anyway, I got the plate up there and got the bolt pushed through, and got the thing pulled back through here in a second. There's the bolt. So now just remove the fishing wire, and then it's just a small matter of getting the hitch placed and the nut on there. Turns out to be kind of a pain as it turns out. So here we put the hitch back on, and just stick that appropriate bolt through and hand tighten the nut. And so try the hard one first, and there's just not enough room over there, which is why I had to pry down on the muffler. I did manage to get the hitch on the bolt without prying down, but to get the nut on there, I had to use that red pry bar there to get it down just a little bit further in order to get the nut on there. So finally got the nut on there. Unfortunately, I didn't have any video that was worth showing you. But that's the result right there. The nut is on there. Just finger tight at this point. And here is the driver's side. Much easier. The hitch is going to be where the hitch is, but luckily the hole is big enough to just get the bolt in the right place. Nut on there. This is so easy on this side. Almost too easy on this side and too hard on the other side. And so now torquing it down, I have a torque wrench that I'm not sure about the setting. It's a cheap one, but I double checked it. It's basically as tight as I could get it with the 9-inch wrench, turns out. And since I'm going to have to do, well, you don't know it yet, but I'm going to have to use this wrench on the other side, because you just can't get the torque wrench in there. And this is an alternative way to kind of check your torque. And this is a 9-inch wrench, and it's it's foot-pound, so it's 12-inch pounds. And so anyway, that didn't tighten it enough right there. But I was just showing you an alternative method in order to double check your torque wrench, or if you don't have a torque wrench. Anyway, the bottom line with this installation is if you got a 9-inch wrench like this, you basically just give it everything you got. And that's 70 foot-pounds, which is the spec. And this is a 9-inch 11/16. And then the other nut that goes on right here, this is a 3/4. And so I got the other two torqued down, and I'm torquing this one down last. And as it turns out, the torque wrench doesn't fit in there. And so luckily I've got an extension, which I use right here. And I put the extension on, and then I torqued it down. And this one, you've got easy access, so you can use the 16-inch torque wrench and get 70 foot-pounds on there without a problem. But then when it's tightened, when everything's tightened down, it jiggles and makes a noise. And I saw another video and the guy complained about it. And so I thought, well, let me stick some washers in there. And I thought, I can get them in there. Just bang them in there. And they did not go. And it was a mess because then I couldn't get it out. It was stuck. Anyway, so I finally ended up with one washer, steel washer, and one rubber washer. And that worked. And when I moved it, it didn't clunk. So anyway, there's my installation. Might not be the right way you would do it. Might not be the right way, but it's the way I did it, and it seems to have worked. Hopefully it was helpful.